Hi, if you want to subscribe to my channel, all you need to do is press the subscribe button. And if you want to get notifications about when my next video comes out, just press that little bell on the side of the subscribe button. And you'll be the very first person to get the notifications when my videos are out. Hello everybody, welcome to Creative Crafts, and today's tip of the day is how do we make a bowl out of paper mache? So today we're going to make a bowl out of this, out of paper mache clay. First you need to get this bowl, or some kind of a bowl that you want to copy, and you cover it with the foley. This clear foley here. You just cover it. Make sure it's totally covered. So, should have got scissors, but I didn't. Lazy me. So make sure it's totally covered, because you don't First comes first, you need the paper clay. I have many videos online on my channel, and it tells you how you can do this. This one here I have is from newspaper, and just maybe like a ½ inch thick. You don't need to make it that thick, to be honest with you. I already made several of them. One I already painted. I have, I don't know when I'm going to put that video on it. But I have this one here that I did. I just use it for odds and ends. But it's pretty stable. I put all my odds and ends in it. And then I made another one which I still need to be painted. But I used my cement flowers I made. I also have a tutorial on how to do that too on my channel. Around the bowl like this with the knife to try to make it nice and even flat. Try to double check to make sure that it's level. You don't want a crooked bowl. I mean, it's okay that you have it crooked, it's no problem, but I'm just trying to go around it so that it wouldn't be so much of a work. So now that it's done, can let it sit dry for, you can wait until notice it right away when it's dry. It looks kind of like this once it's dried. This is what it looks like. So this is another bowl I made already before. I just decided to stick my cement flowers that I made on it. Gotta paint it still. That's another idea you have. I have 2 ideas, 3 you could actually do. Keep watching the video further and you'll see all the ideas that I've done with the bowls I already have made. So here's a quick tip before it dries. When you finish putting the clay on and it's still wet, you can use all kinds of utensils, things to make imprints in. Let's see, this one. You can use this one. It's usually for fondant, but I don't use it for fondant anymore. Here's one that's a leaf. You can use that and stick it in just gently, not too much, and then make your imprint. And you have the imprint on it, as you can see here. You can do anything you want with it. Any kind of designs with stencils, or you could do anything you want with it. You can just paint it. You can glue stuff to it. You can put wire on it or yarn, anything. There's going to be 3 ideas at the end of this video. Once it's dry, I will show you what you could do with them. Here's the bowl that we did the other day. Filled it with the clay. It's now totally dry. So let's try to take it off. You have to do it gently, and if it's done correctly, it should come off very easily. See? And here's your bowl. That's from the clay. So when you're done with this, if you want, you can always do a second coat. But I don't want to make it too thick. I just want to make something small, little decorations for my living room. Well, here you can see that there's missed a little spot. Just always double check before it actually dries. Now I'm using wire cutters, can use scissors, but cut off all that excess paper that you don't want to have on there. And I would take a little bit of sandpaper and you can see that the sandpaper works great. You can go around with it with the sandpaper, even on the sides if you want it perfect. Would be, you see, it's almost, and then when you're done, after you do whatever you want, touch-ups or whatever, if you think it's too thin, like I said, put it back on the bowl with the plastic and then go over it one more time. It will stick. Like I'm going to show you right now, the little piece there is missed a place, so I'm going to piece, so So what I'm going to do is stick a little bit in that corner for now. It will shrink once it dries, so that area is covered. You can see like there's a little hole over there. Get a very tiny piece. Use your fingernail or a pin or a toothpick to cover that little hole up. I'd rather have mine a little bit thinner. And then once this dries, we can form it like we want, like I said before. And then you paint it. So here's one of the bowls that are finished. I decided to stick my cement flowers I made. And now I'm going to go and spray paint it. So let's see what this looks like when I'm done spray painting it. So I spray painted one side. I like the color very much. But I should have painted it white first, like with a primer. That would have been the best bet. There are some pieces that didn't really color. I'm going to have to take some white paint and go over it, and then go over it again slightly in those areas where it didn't, the spray paint didn't connect to. Let me see if I can find some places. Like in this area here, you see here, the spray paint didn't connect to it well. So what I'm going to have to do now is I'll probably going to paint this area white. That's a little loose, I have to stick it on it. Paint it white, these areas, and also I'm going to paint the inside, all this white, the areas that I didn't spray paint it yet, so that I know that it'll stick next time. So, one tip, when you're spray painting with a glossy spray paint, make sure you put a primer on your bowl first before you end up spray painting it. So I'm done with the paint. Now I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then I can spray paint it all over again. So the bronze or copper spray paint that I used worked out pretty well after I put a coat of white. On the inside too, looks also great. Now I'm putting like an antique effect on it. And you can see here what I did already. I made a mistake over here. I didn't notice there was still some white that wasn't covered and it was still wet. But I'm just putting it very, very light on the You know, you just go like this, you take a brush, there was some paint on it. You can see that there's just, you don't want it to look like that you painted it on. It has to look like that it was sitting for a while, and it's the copper is, what do they usually call that when the copper rust, not rust, but steam. I can't explain that. Come on. See, you may put a lot on it first, and then just take your brush and go around and just rub. Don't rub too hard. You don't want to break pieces because sometimes they're very loose. You want it to look like, you know, an antique copper pot when it hasn't been polished. This is what you're looking for. This is the kind of look. So if you have too much paint on your brush, what's going to happen is it won't even look like the rest. It's going to look like So it's all done. This is what I was telling you about, the little bit of black that I put on it. Some places a little bit more than others, but no one will see it. And like I said, here down here, you have to do the same, so the whole bowl looks completely the same. But this whole bowl the bowl is made out of paper. The flowers are made from cement. They're silk flowers I dipped in cement. You'll see the YouTube videos on that too. And this is one of the designs. So we're done with that one. The next one is like I showed here. What you see here is, this is acrylic paint. I did acrylic pouring to this. You can see that what I did online with the acrylic pouring with this. And it went wrong, of course. So I had to try to fix it, and so what I did is, after I finished, I took a fork and I went all around it like this to make that effect here. And then I put varnish on top. I used liquid varnish, which for this direction would be great, but in here, not so great when you do it on the inside. Make sure you have it in a tip position like this when you spray varnish on it, because you'll have this here, what happened here. There was way too much went inside, and you don't want that. So this is just a bowl I use for extra things. Another tip is what you could use with the bowl. You can take some rope or yarn or anything you can that you want to put around it, and what you do is you start from the middle with the rope and go around in circles like this, and around and around, and make it close to each other as you can. And as you do it, glue it with glue. And then go all the way around until you reach the top. And that's all you need to do for that tip. I mean, I will show you pictures on other things that I've done with my paper-mache bowls. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, if I missed anything on this video, please let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And please subscribe.